Today we're diving into a plant that's more than just a culinary favourite. It's a potent healer with centuries of traditional use, from soothing your gut to healing wounds and even expelling parasites. Have you guessed this week's herbal ally? It's oregano. She's a wild, wonderful herb with a lot to offer. Today we're going to explore oregano's history, its energetics, and the modern science that's catching up with what herbalists have always known. Let's get started, shall we? Well, hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to Project Joyful, the podcast for health-centered leaders. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist, neuro-identity evolution practitioner, and high-performance coach. So hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy, moment by moment. It's also about bringing that joy into your workplace and using your skills as a health-centered leader to heal your team. So let's get started, shall we? So today we're exploring a humble herb that's so much more than just a pizza topping. Revered by ancient civilizations, modern research is catching up on this potent, broad-ranging herb. This week's herbal ally is oregano, or Origanum vulgare. The name Origanum comes from the Greek word oros, meaning mountain, and ganos, meaning joy. So oregano literally means joy of the mountain. A perfect herbal ally for Project Joyful, don't you think? The Greeks and Romans cherished oregano not just as a culinary delight, but as a symbol of happiness and peace. In fact, brides and grooms wore garlands of oregano to bring joy and protection on their special day. Traditionally, oregano was used to support digestion, to treat respiratory issues, and as an antiseptic and wound healer. It was also burned to purify and uplift the spirit. When you consider its strong antibacterial action, it's definitely a herb to purify the ethers. Now, in Western herbal medicine, oregano is a potent ally. It's packed with essential oils like cavicriol and thymol, compounds with antimicrobial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory effects. A 2019 review in the Journal of Applied Microbiology found that oregano oil was effective against several strains of bacteria, including Staphylococcus aureus and E. coli. And another 2018 study in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine showed that a blend including oregano helped improve cold symptoms and respiratory recovery. It's also a powerful antioxidant. So a 2020 study in phytotherapy research showed oregano extract reduced oxidative stress, suggesting long-term protective benefits for your body. Now, in case you're wondering what the deal is with antioxidants and why we want a diet that's rich in antioxidants, well, it's because free radicals are naturally produced in your body during metabolism. They're also produced as a result of environmental factors like air pollution and UV. Now, these guys like a party, and their gregarious nature means that they can damage healthy cells and tissues. So your body is incredible at adapting, but sometimes the volume of free radicals overwhelms your body's natural ability to neutralize them. And that's when oxidative stress occurs. Now, oxidative stress is an inflammatory response, which, when in excess, has been linked to a number of modern-day illnesses. So increasing your antioxidants helps because they stabilize these free radicals by donating electrons. So an antioxidant-rich diet is a really good thing. Let's get back to oregano. So let's talk about oregano for wound healing. It's a potent wound healer. Traditionally, oregano leaves were crushed and either applied directly to the wound or bite, or it was applied as a poultice. Now, studies have found that oregano extract promotes faster wound contraction and tissue regeneration. Its flavonoids and phenolic acids support the formation of collagen, and it's a broad-ranging antimicrobial. Researchers think it's because of the phytochemicals or plant chemicals, carvacrol, thymol, and rosmarinic acid. They think these guys are largely responsible for this broad spectrum antimicrobial and antioxidant action. Now, another great thing about oregano is it's a natural remedy for expelling worms. Plants that do this are referred to as a vermifuge. Now, I know this is not an attractive topic, but when parasites are lurking, reach for that oregano in the first instance. The traditional use is confirmed by modern studies. For example, a study that was reported in 2000 in phytotherapy research treated patients with parasites like blastocystitis hominis and entamoeba hartemani using a daily dose of 600 milligrams of oregano oil. Now that's quite a lot of oregano oil. So after 6 weeks, 77% of participants had no detectable parasites, and most reported improved digestion and energy. I've also used this as a preventative for patients myself when they're travelling and they're worried about parasite infection by getting them to add an oregano tincture to their bottled water. So far, they've all returned from their travels without any detectable parasitic infections, although they did say that it was a bit like drinking pizza water. Oregano is also known as the herb for digestive support and IBS relief. It's a carminative, so it's a herb that relieves gas, bloating and cramping. Now historically, oregano tea was sipped after meals to calm the belly. In Mediterranean folk medicine it was used for colic, sluggish digestion and to calm stomach cramps. And it's often paired with other aromatic herbs like fennel, thyme and mint and taken as an after dinner tea. So that's a nice combination to have ready to go in your kitchen cupboard. Scientific studies support this. So a 2011 study in Digestive Diseases and Science showed that oregano oil improved symptoms of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or SIBO. A 2011 study in Digestive Diseases and Sciences showed oregano oil improved symptoms of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or SIBO and irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. And this ties in beautifully with oregano's antimicrobial and antispasmodic effects. It's not just about killing pathogens, it's about restoring balance in the gut microbiome and calming inflammation. Studies have explored the anti-inflammatory actions of carvacrol, one of those main active components that are found in oregano, and they found that it helped to modulate inflammatory cytokines in the gut. This makes it a promising agent for IBS and other inflammatory bowel conditions. Even more fascinating is that oregano may actually influence the gut-brain axis. So a 2019 study in Frontiers in Pharmacology noted that herbs like oregano with calming digestive and nervous system effects could play a role in managing functional gastrointestinal disorders. So these are disorders where stress and digestion are deeply linked. In terms of the energetics, oregano is warming and it's grounding. It stimulates bile flow, it calms intestinal spasms, and it restores balance in the digestive microbiome. So how do I like to take my oregano? Well, it's great and most accessible as a digestive tea. So steep a teaspoon of oregano with mint or lemon balm for 10 minutes. Make sure you've got a lid on it to keep those gorgeous aromatic oils in your tea rather than in the air, and sip it after a meal. You can take it as an infused oil. Steep dried oregano in olive oil for 2 to 4 weeks, or if you want to speed it up, I infuse my oil in a slow cooker for 24 hours. Use this oil externally, so on cuts or as a warming massage oil. Now, particularly if you're looking for oregano to support you with parasites or infections, you can take it as a tincture or a capsule. Now, I recommend you work with a herbalist to safely use oregano oil internally because it's very, very potent. But this is the way to use it if you're looking at parasites or systemic infections. And I love to include it as a digestive tonic. That's as a tincture, so it's an alcohol and water infusion. You add oregano to a blend with gentian, ginger or dandelion root to support bile flow and reduce that sluggish digestion. Oregano is also great sprinkled in salads, on pasta or meats. It gives any meal a little bit of life and a bit of energy, and added bonus, it supports your digestion. Now, as I said, energetically, oregano is warming and protective. Oregano doesn't just heal your physical gut. It nurtures your gut instinct. It clears emotional stagnation and it brings warmth to cold, contracted energy in the digestive tract. It clears stagnation, it strengthens boundaries, and it encourages clarity. It reminds you to trust your inner wisdom, your gut instinct, to digest not only food, but life's experiences with grace. So Oregano teaches us that medicine doesn't have to be exotic or expensive to be potent. It can be green, fragrant, and growing wild just outside your door in a garden or a pot. Whether you're healing a wound, calming your belly, clearing parasites, or simply bringing joy into your meals, Oregano offers powerful, accessible medicine. Now remember, with any herb, just because it's natural, it doesn't mean it's good for you. So if you have any current illnesses, taking any medication, you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant, or you're lactating, please do seek out the advice of a qualified medical professional such as a medical herbalist. Not only are we trained in the best herb for you in terms of your current medications, but also in the herbs that suit you best as a person. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.